my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
For my beautiful wife, for your birthday. I don't want to say
What, are you like scared to say my age?
Darcy and Georgie have returned to the 90-day fiancé spotlight, and they're kicking things off with two major milestones, a milestone birthday and a life-changing trip on the horizon. The couple is seen enjoying a romantic dinner, where Darcy proudly declares, "It's my birthday," as they toast with glasses of champagne. She radiates confidence and joy, dressed to the nines, soaking in the celebration of her 50th birthday. Georgie smiles warmly, lifting his glass and saying, "Happy birthday to my beautiful wife, for your birthday." He pauses for a beat, hesitant to finish the sentence. Darcy notices instantly. "Are you scared to say my age?" She teases, arching an eyebrow. With a shy chuckle, Georgie insists, No, I'm not scared. "You're halfway to 100. He jokes, attempting to lighten the mood. Darcy freezes, giving him a classic blank stare. Then, after a beat, she laughs. "Hopefully I last to 100, she says with her signature flair. In their joint confessional, Darcy is all smiles. "I'm aging like fine wine," she exclaims. Georgie grins beside her and asks, "So how do you feel being 50? She turns to him playfully and says, "Do you want to take a sip?" Their chemistry is undeniable as they toast again, switching languages for a special moment. "Cheers," they say in unison before Georgie adds, "Nazdrav," the Bulgarian word for cheers. Georgie turns serious, explaining, "Nazdrav is a very important word in Bulgaria. We need to start learning Bulgarian." That's because there's a big trip ahead. Darcy and Georgie are preparing to travel to Bulgaria, his home country. For Darcy, it's a chance to connect with Georgia's roots. For Georgie, it's much more emotional. "I don't know how I feel about it," he admits. "It's been a long time. I miss my family, but going back stirs up a lot." Then comes the bombshell. Darcy will be the first woman Georgie has ever brought home to meet his parents. "You're the first woman that I'm going to bring home." "That's a big thing," Georgie reveals, his voice filled with nerves and hope. Darcy gasps, visibly touched. "That's huge," she says, and he echoes the sentiment. It's been 13 years since Georgie last visited Bulgaria, and this homecoming is deeply personal. His parents have never met Darcy, not even over video chat. "I've never introduced anyone to my parents," he explains. "None of my exes. No one. So I don't know what to expect. I just hope they accept her, and everything goes perfect." Amani Jlassi is back, and she's out for revenge against Shekinah Garner after the explosive tell-all showdown. In a move that stunned fans, Amani dropped a fiery diss track aimed directly at her Season 11 co-star. The 90-day fiancé star uploaded the track online, making it clear she's not ready to let go of the feud with the American native. Shekinah and Amani have clashed for months, and things boiled over during the tell-all. Amani had previously called Shekinah rude and mean for her one-word replies on social media. She even teamed up with Daniele to accuse Shekinah of spreading lies, accusations that Shekinah denied by exposing DMs and calling out Amani's inconsistencies. But Amani's latest diss track takes things to a whole new level. She called Shekinah out for her plastic surgeries and mockingly dubbed her Shrek-inah in response to being labeled a clown. The diss track quickly spread across Reddit, with fans slamming Amani's actions. Many questioned her motives and mental state, with one fan commenting, "She's clearly desperate for attention." Another wrote, "This is embarrassing. Shekinah isn't even acknowledging her, and yet Amani keeps digging the hole deeper." Viewers were quick to praise Shekinah for not retaliating, urging her to maintain her dignity and not stoop to Amani's level. Some fans even pointed out the hypocrisy of Amani mocking someone's appearance given her own cosmetic surgeries. Meanwhile, Shekinah has continued to take the high road. A long-standing cast member with a solid fan base, she's proud of her authentic love story with Sarper Guven and doesn't feel the need to retaliate publicly. But behind the scenes at the Season 11 tell-all, things got heated, especially between Sarper and the Throuple. Sarper tried to stay calm as tensions rose between Shekinah and Amani. But when Amani and Matt began teaming up with others to gang up on his wife, Sarper hit his breaking point. What was supposed to be a reunion turned into a full-blown yelling match. Later, Stevie shared never-before-seen footage of the cast hanging out after filming in Brooklyn. Sarper posted about the experience, Writing, it was intense. But all couples were lovable, all couples, clearly throwing shade at the Throuple, Matt, Amani, and Annie. Despite the chaos, Sarper and Shekinah's bond remained unshaken. Shekinah has chosen to stay above the drama while remaining confident in her relationship. As for Amani, she hasn't stopped with the drama. She made multiple online claims against Shekinah, but Shekinah kept quiet. Instead of clapping back, she leaned on the support of her castmates, who saw through Amani's behavior. Fans are now wondering, does Amani have an unhealthy obsession with Shekinah? During the tell-all, Amani shocked everyone by taking her bitterness public. She even mocked Shekinah's appearance, despite facing heavy criticism for her own cosmetic surgery. One Reddit user summed up the fan reaction perfectly. Amani thinks she's gaining clout, but it's just making her look like a stalker. And things got even messier when the focus turned to the Throuple. Shekinah revealed that she had once privately asked Amani if Annie was trans, not to offend her, but out of curiosity. Amani claimed that Shekinah asked her to keep it quiet, but she felt she had to be honest with her partner. The question caused tension on stage, with Aaliyah calling it weird and unnecessary. Meanwhile, Annie admitted to being frustrated with Amani for a lack of intimacy in their relationship. Amani promised to visit Annie in Mexico and rekindle their physical connection, but it was clear their relationship was crumbling. Amani admitted the Throuple was complicated and challenging, but she still loved Annie and was willing to sacrifice her marriage to Matt so he could marry Annie instead. Shockingly, Amani confessed that she and Matt had already hired a divorce lawyer to make it happen. That's not all. The drama escalated further when Amani made degrading comments, calling Annie a whore, then brushing it off with a weak apology. Sean, visibly upset, said, "You can't say that and then expect her to just love you because you had a bad day." Matt revealed they had sent Annie about $60,000 over time. When asked if she was just in the Throuple for the money, even Sarper and several other cast members raised their hands. Amani admitted she was afraid to say no to Annie, fearing she'd leave. It became clear their dynamic lacked trust and love. Shekinah chimed in, saying, "There's no love in this. It's just a big power play." Amani snapped back, calling Shekinah and Sarper's marriage shallow. Backstage, Amani tried to compliment Sarper, but Shekinah shut it down. Amani called her immature and fake, prompting Matt to tell Sarper, "Good luck with your wife." Once back on stage, Amani claimed Shekinah threw tantrums worse than her own 4-year-old. Despite the negativity, Sarper showed up for Shekinah in a big way. He surprised her with a diamond engagement ring and wedding band, paid for with all his savings in Turkey. Shekinah broke down in tears, calling it the ultimate ring. "I guess I'll stay married to him," she joked, still emotional. Meanwhile, Jessica and Juan were working through long-distance challenges. Juan admitted he was drowning in debt due to unfinished real estate projects in Colombia. Jessica offered to help financially, but Juan refused. Juan also shared that he was considering going back to work on a cruise ship, despite the long time away from home. Their friend Megan accused Juan of cheating a week after Jessica's bachelorette party, revealing she had even helped him watch the birth of his son via FaceTime. Juan admitted to replying to DMs from other women, but denied any wrongdoing. Mark and Mina gave a lighter segment. Mina shared she preferred living in Boston over New Hampshire and revealed her past as an exotic dancer. Mark's daughter, Jordan, initially judged Mina but has since come around, though she was shocked when Mark joked about Mina being pregnant. Mina also broke down in tears over missing her son, Clayton, who she hadn't seen in nearly a year. Thankfully, she had received her green card and planned to visit him soon. Aaliyah and Sean opened up about their difficult marriage. Aaliyah confessed that they had only been intimate twice since their wedding. Sean admitted to sleeping with someone else under their open marriage agreement. Aaliyah cried, explaining she didn't feel loved or wanted and was struggling with her identity during her transition. Sean couldn't confirm he was still sexually attracted to her, but promised to stay by her side no matter what. The chaos continued as Danielle Gates made a surprise appearance and confirmed she and Johan were back together. She and Shekinah clashed instantly, with Danielle accusing Shekinah of calling her trash and spreading lies. Madi stood up for Shekinah, calling Danielle out, which sparked more yelling. Stevie jumped in to defend her husband. Danielle refused to apologize and called Madi disrespectful, adding even more tension to an already wild tell-all. As the dust settled, Aaliyah could be seen quietly eating, wanting no part in the mess. True love is never promised on 90 Day Fiancé, and if history has taught us anything, it's that not all couples walk away with a happily ever after. Unfortunately, it seems that Stacy, Silva, and Florian Sukaj may be the latest to add their names to the long, and often heartbreaking, list of reality TV romances that couldn't stand the test of time. After what appeared to be a hopeful recommitment during 90 Day, The Last Resort, cracks have since reappeared in their relationship, and this time, they may be permanent. Fans watched with optimism as Stacy and Florian exchanged heartfelt vows during the series finale of The Last Resort, pledging to give their marriage a fresh start after intensive therapy and emotional breakthroughs. But as quickly as that romantic high arrived, it seemed to dissipate. By the time the reunion special aired, the couple's connection had begun unraveling again, leaving fans confused and suspicious that the love they had witnessed may have been short-lived. For loyal viewers, this isn't exactly a shocker. Throughout The Last Resort, tensions between Stacy and Florian were often visible. The couple clashed over emotional boundaries, lack of trust, and communication issues. The dynamic led some fans to speculate that Florian's interest in Stacy may have been driven more by immigration goals than genuine love, though it's worth noting that not every foreign cast member walks away with a green card. Still, speculation swirled. More recently, Stacy has hinted at a growing distance between them. She subtly acknowledged the idea of a separation in interviews, though she stopped short of officially confirming a breakup. And yet, her online presence tells a more complicated story, one filled with mixed signals, longing, nostalgia, and possibly hope. Before all the drama unfolded, Florian and Stacy were one of the more stable couples to emerge from the 90 Day Fiancé universe, or so it seemed. Their story began innocently enough, with a social media message that sparked a transcontinental romance. Despite a considerable 17-year age gap, they built a relationship that spanned multiple spin-offs, including Before the 90 Days, where they made their debut on a double date with Stacy's twin, Darcey Silva, and her then-boyfriend Tom Brooks. Viewers got a deeper look into their lives when Darcy and Stacy premiered, giving fans an up-close and personal look at the twin sisters' roller coaster relationships. While Darcy's romances often flamed out in dramatic fashion, Stacy and Florian offered what looked like a steadier contrast. They even tied the knot in 2020 during a quiet, pandemic-era ceremony. 2 years later, they celebrated a lavish wedding in front of friends and family, with Stacy proudly declaring to people, "We're happier than ever." But behind the scenes, all was not as picture-perfect as it appeared. The couple faced a minefield of trust issues. Darcy famously accused Florian of cheating when a video surfaced, showing him kissing another woman. Though Florian denied anything inappropriate had occurred, the incident sent shockwaves through their relationship. Tensions ran high, and blame was volleyed back and forth. 90 Day, The Last Resort brought the couple back to the small screen, this time with a mission to heal. Intensive counseling sessions helped unearth their deep-rooted problems. There were glimpses of vulnerability, raw emotion, and moments of clarity. By the finale, they stood before each other and recommitted to their marriage. For a brief moment, it felt like love had conquered all. But the optimism didn't last. Since then, the couple has sent confusing messages about the status of their relationship. In March 2025, Stacy opened up to people, admitting that changes were underway. "Florian's doing some new things, and I wish him the best," she said, her tone calm yet distant. "It's growing and learning time for myself, and I feel like I'm in a good space in my life." She went on to speak about her personal journey. Going through the healing process, it's not easy. You have to be open, you have to be vulnerable, you have to just speak your truth, speak from your heart, and live your life to the fullest. Do what's best for you, and everything will fall into place. Never give up on what means the most. It sounded like Stacy had found a new sense of peace, not from material wealth, but through emotional and spiritual healing. Despite her empowering words about growth and healing, Stacy's Instagram activity added an unexpected twist. In June 2025, she posted a heartfelt montage celebrating their wedding. "Our fairy tale wedding memories," she wrote in the caption, accompanied by a heart emoji. "From the moment our eyes met, our souls became one." The video played to the backdrop of Taylor Swift's emotional ballad This Love and featured dreamy snapshots from their 2022 wedding celebration. So what does this mean? Is Stacey just reminiscing about better times? Or is this her way of signaling that reconciliation might still be possible? It's unclear, and her followers are divided. Some see it as a soft goodbye to a once beautiful chapter. Others suspect it could be a hint that the couple is quietly rebuilding behind the scenes. Meanwhile, Florian's social media remains a mystery of its own. He rarely shares personal updates, instead opting to repost TLC content or promotional material, offering little to no insight into the couple's current status. Of course, would be remiss not to mention the long-standing question surrounding 90 Day Fiancé. Is it all real? Viewers have long questioned whether parts of the franchise are scripted or dramatized for ratings. Could Stacey's Instagram post be a strategic play? Or is she genuinely navigating a storm of love, loss, and reflection? One thing is certain, the future of Stacey, Silva, and Florian Sukaj remains uncertain. What started as a love story born on Instagram has evolved into one of 90 Day Fiancé's most complicated sagas, a blend of romance, reality, and personal reinvention. Whether they're heading for a final goodbye or a surprising reunion, fans will undoubtedly be watching. Because in the world of 90 Day Fiancé, anything can happen, and usually does. Reports circulating have suggested that Karine Martins, a prominent cast member from the 90 Day Fiancé franchise, has had her green card application denied, placing her at risk of deportation from the United States. While the specifics of her visa status have not been officially disclosed by Martins herself, leaked information and discussions among 90 Day Fiancé community members pointed to a rejection. Karine, who originally moved to the U.S. from Brazil after marrying Paul Stale in 2017, has had a tumultuous relationship marked by domestic conflicts and communication difficulties. Despite the birth of their two sons, Pierre and Ethan, their marriage continued to face challenges. Following an incident that led to Child Protective Services CPS taking custody of their children, Karine has been engaged in a 3-year battle to regain custody. Meanwhile, Paul has reportedly relocated to Brazil. Rumors intensified in 2025 with claims that Karine had given birth to a third child in the U.S. with a new partner, while also making strides in her career and continuing her efforts to regain custody of her older children. A blogger reportedly stated that Karine Martins-Stale's green card was revoked, with accompanying photos allegedly showing the reason for denial as, after a thorough review of your petition and the record of evidence, we are denying your petition. However, it has since come to light that these photos appear to be from 2021, suggesting that the current reports of a 2025 denial may be misleading or based on outdated information. This development is particularly concerning given that all 3 of Karine's children are U.S. citizens. While the situation remains largely speculative without direct confirmation from Karine, the possibility of her having to return to Brazil is a significant concern for fans of the show. Some 90 Day Fiancé cast members have weighed in, with David Toborowski suggesting that she can appeal it and Ashley Martson commenting, "They will make an example out of her." Sad for the baby. The process of obtaining a green card on AK-1 visa, as depicted on 90 Day Fiancé, often involves complex legal procedures and requires couples to prove the legitimacy of their marriage. While a conditional 2-year green card is initially granted, a permanent 10-year green card is sought after that period. Even in cases of divorce, immigrants can apply for a permanent green card if they can demonstrate that their marriage was legitimate and not solely for immigration purposes. As of now, Karine Martins has not publicly addressed these specific rumors regarding her green card status. The future of her residency in the U.S. and her ongoing custody battles remain uncertain, especially given the questions now surrounding the accuracy of the recent denial claims. Gino Palazzolo is officially stepping into a new chapter, and he's not looking back. The 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, star is back on the scene with a brand new love interest, and fans are already buzzing over his budding romance. After years of emotional turbulence with Jasmine Pineda, Gino is ready to leave the past behind and show the world he's still got it. Fans first met Gino and Jasmine back in before the 90 Day Season 5, when he traveled to Panama to meet her in person after falling for her online. What followed was a whirlwind relationship filled with drama, jealousy, and emotional highs and lows. For 3 years, the couple tried to make it work, despite constant arguments and Jasmine's apparent fixation on Gino's finances. But now everything has changed. In a brand new preview of Happily Ever After, Season 9, courtesy of Us Weekly, Gino is gearing up for his first date with a new woman, and he's clearly excited. The scene shows Gino smiling wide as he compliments his date, saying, "You looked hot online." To his delight, she returns the compliment, calling Gino adorable. She even admits she has a thing for bald men, telling Gino that all of her exes were bald, just like him. Gino jokes that maybe it's time to take off his famous baseball cap, signaling a fresh start and newfound confidence. The two head out for a quirky, chilly date at an ice bar in Las Vegas, sipping old-fashioned cocktails and getting to know each other. This new beginning comes in stark contrast to the collapse of Gino and Jasmine's relationship. Viewers will remember the chaos surrounding Jasmine's proposal for an open marriage, something Gino was clearly uncomfortable with but reluctantly agreed to, just to keep her from leaving. Things took a dark turn when Jasmine introduced Gino to her friend Matt over a video call, a man Gino refused to even look at. He had one request: that Jasmine never develop feelings for Matt. Unfortunately, Gino's worst fears came true. Jasmine not only got emotionally involved with Matt, she ended up pregnant with his baby while still married to Gino. That betrayal crushed him, and it seems his recent attempts at dating are his way of reclaiming control and dignity. Gino is out to prove that he's still lovable and worthy of being with someone who truly respects and values him. What's even more intriguing, the mystery woman he's dating looks strikingly similar to Jasmine. It's no coincidence. Many fans suspect Gino is deliberately showing off his new flame to make Jasmine jealous. He's not just trying to move on, he's trying to win the breakup. Meanwhile, Happily Ever After? Season 9 promises even more emotional intensity. Gino will be seen kicking Jasmine out, just as she moves into Matt's house, pregnant with his child. The season will explore Gino's heartbreak, anger, and the messy fallout of a relationship that should have ended long ago. Still, there may be a silver lining. This new woman could represent a clean slate, a chance for Gino to rediscover love on his own terms, without manipulation or betrayal. And as the drama with Jasmine unfolds, Gino's journey may finally lead him toward the kind of happiness that always seemed out of reach. One thing's for sure, the tables have turned, and Gino's not staying in the shadows anymore.